Hello and welcome to my part 2 video of going through a Stone Age in an amazing game called Rise of Cultures. Now here, in this video, we will go through other aspects and move forward as we progress into the game. Now let's get into it. So now, as you can see, we're just at the same screen we left you on the part 1. We collect some gold and food that was collected over this time. And now I will show you something else. Like for example, we will go to the settings and I will show you where you can change your name. Now as you see, my name is barcode and a lot of different numbers, but you can just put up a new name by pressing the change name option. Also on the screen you can change the language of the game. You can write a support ticket to support, and you can go to account setup and delete my account if you want it deleted for whatever reason. It will not be deleted the same moment you click it, don't worry if you accidentally do it, but if you do it, it will ask you for a few permissions if you really want to do it, and then it will take maybe a week or two to completely remove this account from you. Okay, now we move on with the forward battles. As you see, we have, again, boars fighting us, but now we have our own infantry. As you can see on the left, we have only one commander, which is Harold. Later on you will unlock more and you will be able to use 3 at a time, but now it's only Harold. And Harold is throwing rocks, which does some damage to the enemy troops. It's better when you pile them up and just throw the rock on them. Now the easy part of the first battles, then you can just skip healing troops, because in the previous battle, as you saw, I lost none of my warriors also, but even if you do lose 1 or 2, you can still continue fighting with those. You're still gonna win because the first 4 battles are quite easy. So as you see, we are victorious and we only lost 1 troop. Now you can heal it by gems. It costs 1 gem right now at the moment for 1 unit, but it's not worth it. You just go to your main city and you just click on your barracks and you train some more. Now we want again a city expansion, and before we quit this main map screen, we set to scout the next area so we can continue battling. Now we send our workers to unlock new land. Now as you see, we have now 4 of 5 available workers. Now I'm just showing you the screens, and yeah, here you can also build a luxurious farm, but as you can see, I bought none of them because I want this to be my free-to-play account. Now I need to tell you that it will take a long time. This game is about patience. So it will take you a long period of time to actually progress. It took me more than a year to progress to the latest stage. So it might take you some time, and just gear up your patience and get into the game. This game is never about rush, and your age actually does not matter as much as matters your performance. When you join an alliance, you will be required to participate in Alliance Treasure Hunt. Now that performance, it depends completely on you, not your age, because whatever age you are, you can still do max numbers of encounters in those treasure hunt, but we'll talk about that later. Now as you see, while I was talking, we unlocked some new upgrades to our houses. Upgrades give us more gold per hour, and this time we get like almost double the amount. And also, upgrade takes a worker who will actually build the house. So now we're finishing those 4 houses, and as you see, every time you make an upgrade, small or big, doesn't matter, it changes the look, which is also so amazing in this game, that every building, every upgrade is made that you actually see the difference and it looks actually beautiful. So now we're just collecting the bonuses, the gifts from completing quests, and we also unlocked a new quest line from Sabina. Sabina will tell us more about the culture buildings. Now, culture buildings are the type of buildings that you must put near your houses or farms or military structures if you want to shorten up the time of building your troops. As you can see on the picture, it has an area of work. So basically what it does, if you put it near your houses, then it boosts the happiness level of those houses, and the happiness level can make you get more gold from the same time, for example, or more food from the same time required to produce it, just with a boost. So the boost can go up to 100%, and basically if you put a lot of those culture buildings, you see I'm moving it in the middle between the houses and the farms, so everyone gets a little bit of that joy, and even my barracks get some culture boost. So my troops will be building faster, my food will be making a little bit faster, and my 2 houses that this culture site reaches at the moment will also get more gold for me for the same amount of time. And I need to mention that this sign with the sun and with the number, this number shows how much culture a certain building gives. Now as you see, if I put another culture site to the same house, it gets it maxed. That sun is green, green, green and very happy. And when you go to the info part of your house or your farm, you will see how much culture boost you need to reach the max happiness to get the maximum of that building. So as I showed you before in the previous video, that screen with the happiness and everything, you can check that how much you need, and now you can progress with more food and more gold production, which will help you a lot. So far we will continue battling the world map, because expansions are needed, and soon we will unlock new troops, which are gonna be archers, and these new barracks will need some space. So let's do the battles. As you see, I'm trying to throw the rocks exactly where the most enemies are, so that Harald makes the most damage. He is not the most useful commander over the course of the game, but at the start and till some certain middle of the game, he is very essential. You will play with him a lot, so it's nice to learn how to play him and how to collect the most enemy troops in one pile so you can blast them with that rock. So basically, as you see, I didn't heal my troops after the first battle, and I just went into the second one like I told you before, because the starting battles are very easy. They're more like a tutorial, and you really don't need to bother about healing that much. In the later stages of the game, of course, you will always go full, because the battles will gonna get harder and harder and harder. So now we just put our troops to production. And now as you see, we have this mark. This mark shows that we have an encounter in the city. This encounter will give us 500 gold and 300 food. It requires 1 worker to solve it. And so solving takes also time. So that worker is gone to finish that encounter for a certain amount of time. It can be 1 minute, it can be half an hour, depends. But half an hour usually is only when event is on. Like at the moment, there is an event going. I will show you in the different video when we'll be on my main account, and you'll see that in the event encounters, it takes half an hour to finish them. Now, over the course here, we unlock domestic farm. Domestic farms are actually nice because they produce huge amount of food for the longer period of time. You can set it like for 2 hours if you pick the max one, and it will produce you a good amount of food. But I need to tell you that mostly over the course of the game I was using the rural farms, because if you calculate simple mathematics, you will get it that rural farms make more food because it takes shorter amount of time to make it, and if you calculate it all together, you will realize that rural farms make you a lot more. Domestic farms take more time, and if you don't have time to play, maybe it's the best choice. But remember that rural farms are more efficient, just be sure to put them around culture sites so that they produce their max. Same goes for domestic, of course, because on the base unit of production it's not really much, but if you can put some 2-3 culture sites and boost it up to the 100% of happiness, then you will get twice as more food for the same amount of time. Now, as you see, this encounter in the Stone Age, it takes only 30 seconds. 30 seconds is something you will not see in the future eras, but also you will see more rewards. Like, there is no use of 500 gold and 300 food in the top eras, so it will take time. Now we go to unlock new agriculture and unlock our troops, which will be archers. First is throw rocks. Of course, it's a Stone Age and they just learn how to fight, but in the modern ages they will become quite big archers, strong and doing massive damage. So I need to say that archers are the backbone of your army. Archers are essential. Archers live on the battle the most and therefore they do the most damage. So whatever you do, be sure that your archers are maxed and your wonders and boosts for them are always on. Now let's continue. We're building more rural farms, and after we make an upgrade, you will see that now there will be more options of production available. But first we would need to upgrade them. Now, as you can see, upgrade takes, for example, now 30 seconds. You can speed it up with gems, but it's not needed. This game, as I told you, is about patience, and patience also requires you to wait a few minutes until the building upgrades. Now, by that time, you can find the fight on the world map, you can do whatever, you can check your boosts from culture sites, you can put up a food production. There is a lot of things to do if you want to do, and so no need to rush things. Just wait. This game was never about rush. That's what makes it amazing. And as you can see, for all this time we're playing, we have no pop-up screens, no buy this, no first purchase, no nothing. This game does not force you. So unless you personally go to the buying screen of gems and buy something, if you want to, no one is forcing you to do it. And that is actually amazing for the modern game, because nowadays everyone just keep pushing their donate system, and many players are hating that. So, you know, it has to be a matter of choice, and in this game this game is very respectful towards you. It doesn't push you to open up your wallet and buy something unless you really want to. Now, I would say that I like luxury farms and other stuff. I have them on my main account. It's half so it's not completely free to play, of course, but I really just enjoy this game and I feel no problem to support the developers and get some benefits out of that. But it gets competition bonuses. Like with gems, you can only buy yourself more production, faster speed ups, like cultural sites, luxury stuff, you know, and yeah, it's all can be bought, you know, with those gems. You can see the prices now. But overall, it's not needed. It completely depends on you. This game can be fully played free to play. I run my own guild and my own alliance. Many people in there are free to play and they still do max encounters and treasure hunt and always are competitive. So that's another big plus for Rise of Cultures game. Now let's continue with the battles. As you see, we now have archers. So we have 2 infantry units and 2 archer units. Archer units obviously should always go in the back, because if you put them on the front lines, they will just die instantly, basically, when the enemy troops arrive, and there will be no point, and they will also block your infantry movement forward, so never do that. Just put the archers back and throw rocks on the most of enemies you can get in one pile. So as you see, we won. We lost some decent amount of troops, and therefore we will go and heal just in case, because soon the next battle will be also a bit tough. We could have won with these troops, but let's try and heal them and we'll see how it works. So basically now you can watch how they are fighting, how they're training, like in this game, the visuals. So you can always check on your troops, check on your farmers, check on your villages that are running through the city. You can always enjoy the view, you can see them training and everything, so it always makes you kinda entertained by the time you're waiting. And it always changes with an era, so it's also very nice. So now we continue with the next battle. You see, it's good that we healed some troops, because now we survived pretty easily this wave of enemy army. And now we continue to Harold. Harold is saying that we need to find a way across the river because we still don't know how to swim and make boats. We're in the Stone Age, we only throw rocks and hunt wild animals. So now, while they're scouting us the way forward, we can rebuild an army, collect some gold, and we can collect rewards from quests. So the next Harold quest requires us to unlock more expansions. And what's very nice and very cool about the start of the game, it only requires one worker, so you can just quickly unlock like 2 of them, 3 of them even if you have, so it's very convenient. Now, as you see, we unlocked with an upgrade a second level of production, which takes 10 minutes, not seconds, which is very nice, and it gives us more food. So we just filled up the food production and we're moving to this culture site. Like 160 culture, range 2 squares, and takes up space of 2x2 squares. Our first culture site. And in the buildings, in all of your buildings, except for the main hub, and for some other buildings, you can see how many happiness is required to produce at max happiness. So that would be plus 100%. So that's about it of the part 2. This one is gonna be quicker, part 3 is gonna be longer. Thank you very much for watching, and I really hope you like the content. Therefore, if you do, please hit up a like, subscribe for part 3 and for more of my videos, and I'll see you next time.